A lot of people who stutter have been through a lot of attempts at therapy, a lot of different therapists, a lot of different programs that haven't worked for them. The reason is they really don't know how to look for a stuttering program that works. Just to take a look at what's out there with stuttering therapy, these days there's a lot of therapists are of the idea that accepting your stuttering and learning to live with it is the way to go. They really try to make the impact of stuttering less demanding and show you ways where you can get used to it and be at peace with your stuttering. I think if you find a way to get rid of your stuttering, a treatment that does that, you're in a better position. But it's really your choice. You can live with your stuttering if that's what you want to do. The therapists that are presenting programs that try to help you accept your stuttering usually have best intentions in mind. They really don't have a way to get rid of the stuttering. Also, there has been a real lack of training in stuttering therapy in graduate schools for the past 10 years, for the past 20 years. These new clinicians have graduated with a master's degree in speech pathology, and they have had no training or clinical experience in stuttering therapy. That's where you really need to look at several things. You need to look at who the therapist or clinician is, what kind of qualifications they have. There's something called a stuttering specialist. It's certified by the American Speech and Hearing Association, and they've had extra training in stuttering and have had to pass a rigorous certification process. I have been a stuttering specialist myself for the past 20 years. Also, you need to have a program that works. Even if you're a stuttering specialist, you may not be using the right program and not getting the results you need. Or some stuttering specialists are convinced that it's better to help a person get used to stuttering than really try to resolve the problem. So the answer to find a stuttering program that works for you is to get into some of the research and evidence of programs that have been shown to be effective. Now, you don't have to be a scientist to do this. You can look on the internet. There's something called PubMed, where you can search for stuttering research. Basically, if you look at outcome programs and studies that have shown whether or not a treatment program is effective, you'll find a lot of them. But let me see if I can point you to some, or just basically summarize what you'd really find. Years ago in the 30s and 40s and 50s, there was a technique called stuttering modification. The beginning stuttering therapists thought if they could work with the stuttering blocks and make them sound a little easier and move through speech a little better, that they would be helping their client. So that's where you get your pullouts when you're talking like this and you're not stuttering real severely, but you're modifying more severe blocks. Also, they used voluntary stuttering, where you stutter on purpose. And that was used to reduce the anxiety, but still, you're still working with the stuttering, and it's still evident. It's not disappearing, and it's not gone. In the early 70s, a series of programs were developed, and they were called prolonged speech. The reason is because they started out, the person who stuttered started speaking at a very slow rate, like this, and gradually moved the rate up faster and faster until he was talking stutter-free at a normal speaking rate. Well, the slow rate controlled the stuttering, and the rate was moved to something that tried to be sounding natural. Unfortunately, a lot of times it didn't sound that natural, and people rejected sounding like that. The program that has come out recently is called the Modifying Phonation Intervals Program, the MPI program. And this is the program that I have in my clinic online. This program recognizes the prolonged speech problems that talking slower produces poor naturalness at the end, and was developed to remedy that. In this program, you start out at a normal speaking rate, and the way you change the way you talk is you have a throat microphone that you wear around your neck, and this throat microphone picks up your vocal vibrations and sends them back to the app where you can see them. The app is on your cell phone. So as you're talking, you can see how your voice is working. So research has shown that when you reduce your short voicings by 50%, you don't stutter. So the app shows you these short voicings and also the long voicings, but it sets a target on the short voicings of 50% of your normal production of the short voicings. So if you stay below the target, you are talking without stuttering. In order to master this, you go through steps in reading and monologue, talking to yourself, and conversation, and finally telephone conversation. And at the end, you're talking without stuttering to everybody you want, even on the telephone. Now, if you'd like to know more about this program and how it works, and also find some new information about these developments, you can join my new Facebook group, Stuttering Support Therapy Group, and you'll see a link down below. Go ahead and do that. And if you've enjoyed this video and gotten some good information from it, please click the subscribe button and like it if you can. And I appreciate your listening, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you.